Hello, hello, hello. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? Hello, welcome to Atomic Movie Reviews Film Society. I'm your host, Atomicon Rex. Here we discuss films that have a narrative background in aliens, ghosts, robots, and creatures. And today's theme is the dismantling of the DCEU. So let's just jump into it. So today we found out some news that Superman got fired. Henry Cavill. I was game with him being removed as Superman, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, however long ago it was when he went to shave his mustache for the Mission Impossible, because of the Mission Impossible movie. And so my attitude was that was very foolish of him to do, being that Superman is a $1 billion property. You shave the mustache. That's your number one role. That's your moneymaker. You're basically the Iron Man of the DCEU. So you shave the mustache. You make sure that Superman is your number one character. But he didn't do it. So there's a big old controversy over that. People are like, we don't know if we want you to stay as Superman, being that you're not making him a priority. Well, anyways, okay. So the dismantling of the DCEU. Where did Zack Snyder go wrong? Let's start with that. I'm going to start with the Man of Steel. Okay, at the end of the Man of Steel, Superman kills Zod. Now, everybody's writing off the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight series. So the comic book movies, at least the DCEU, is trying to be a little more edgier, a little darker than Marvel. And so the Superman is a darker take on Superman. So he ends up breaking Zod's neck instead of, like, I think in the original movie, in the 1980s version, he puts Zod in the Phantom Zone. It's like a prison. Like, the idea of him breaking Zod's neck would never have happened in the 80s. Like, things like that just don't happen. So that was his first mistake, killing Zod and not putting him in the Phantom Zone, because you can't bring him back. He can't be a reoccurring villain if you kill him off in the first movie. I'm like, come on, man. There's no Man of Steel 2, which the Batman versus Superman just should have been. It should have been Man of Steel 2, Superman versus Batman. How I would have done it, if I was Kevin Feige of the DCEU at this time, there would have been certain elements that would have had to have been in the movie. How you execute it, I would have left it up to the director, but one of the main things would have been his title as Superman. So in the first movie, he's just a Man of Steel. He's just an alien. But in the second one, when he fights Batman, I would have introduced the word Superman and had given him that title of Superman instead of the Man of Steel. I also would have introduced Batman as the antagonist. Okay, not really as the villain. I would have reserved that spot for Lex Luthor, but he would have definitely been the antagonist. He would have been the rival guy, the rival quarterback star on the rival team. Like, that's how I would have played Batman versus Superman. Not that they're enemies, but they're rivals. I would have had a real version of Lex Luthor that's on par with Bruce Wayne. A professional guy who's bald. Okay, that's Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is bald. He's not a Mark Zuckerberg. No one looks at Mark Zuckerberg as a James Bond villain. Like, no one's really threatened about Facebook or any of these tech apps that have been coming out in the last 10 years. So to introduce him as the opposite, introduce a character like Mark Zuckerberg or a tech genius geek as the villain or the opposing force to Superman is absurd. It is just absurd. Wrong casting, wrong idea. So I would have definitely had a real Lex Luthor on par with Bruce Wayne. Let me see, what else do I have? Yeah, I would have had a team up between LexCorp and Wayne Enterprises, and they would have had been trying to develop some sort of technology, kryptonite, okay, to stop this alien threat, okay, because Superman is just an alien, okay. The sun gives him godlike powers, but he's just an alien, okay. And you can't, have a god flying around your skies, because what if he decides to become king and rule? You need to have a backup plan, and that's Batman's gift. He has a backup plan to take down every superhero. And so the plot would have developed around Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne trying to find a way to stop Superman while Bruce Wayne is Batman, right? I would have thrown a little bit of emotional weight into it, like in the movie, I don't know if it was Justice League or Batman versus Superman. I kind of get them blurred. But there's this obsession with Lex Luthor trying to take down Superman, but it doesn't explain why. So I would have added a little bit of emotional weight. I would have had when Superman is fighting Zod and they decimate Metropolis, right? There is no Metropolis after that fight. Okay, I would have had, I don't know, one of Lex Luthor's child or somebody he cared about dying in that battle. Okay, and that spawns his hate for Superman, and that's what causes their rivalry. But none of that is touched. Like, there's no reason for Lex Luthor to hate Superman, or Batman to hate Superman, or anything like that. There's no emotional weight. So those are some of the things that Zack Snyder's version got wrong. Like, he kind of fixed it in the HBO special, the Justice League, but that was more fan made, not fan made, but fan base motivated than studio motivated. Okay, so point number 2, poor execution of other DCEU properties. The Suicide Squad, David Ayer's cut, he cuts the Joker out of the film. Now, it baffles me because I actually like the film. Okay, I kind of like that take of the Joker. He was a little weird and a little eccentric at certain times, but I like the whole mafia gangster take that they're taking on it. Okay, they're taking it back to that Jack Nicholson, where the Joker ran a mob. He was a gangster. He wasn't just some crazy psychotic anarchist. Okay, he's a man with a plan. So I kind of like that. I can't believe they cut him out. Okay, you got to understand that people are going to go watch that movie because of the Joker and Harley Quinn. To cut the Joker out of the Harley Quinn, to cut the Joker out of their of the movie and their relationship, just took the heart out of the film. Took the heart out of the film, and it was a good film. I liked it. I really did like it, but people did not like you cutting out the Joker. You can't do that. And then they made a Harley Quinn movie following the Suicide Squad without the Joker, and it's just for the same reason. People want to see the Joker and Harley Quinn. They want to see that relationship play out on screen. Okay, don't give me a movie with Robin and Batman is out of the movie. What are you guys thinking? All right, so stop with that rant. Okay, so they rehired James Gunn over his little controversy. Instead of continuing the story of the Suicide Squad, this asshole remakes it. It's only been out for 2 years, and he remakes the movie. Basically plays the same characters, just different people. Okay, and it was just like, dude, you might as well have just kept the original story going and just added your twist to it. Why remake it? That's more, to me, that's ego. That's ego. You just want to put your stamp on it. You're not really thinking about the property of the franchise. You're not thinking about the company and moving it forward. You just want it your way. And, that's the way you're going to get it. All right. So what else did they do? Um, the Joker. The Joker standalone movie. I watched that once. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. They're not looking. I don't see that Joker as a realistic antagonist against Batman. It's back to the Mark Zuckerberg Lex Luthor thing. Like, he just doesn't fit. Just bad casting, like just bad casting. Make a standalone movie. Like, I liked how they were going, where they're gonna make everyone a standalone movie and no sequels. You'll just have a Joker movie, you have a little Batman movie, maybe a Catwoman movie, a Penguin movie, that type of stuff. But they're not gonna be interconnected. They're all gonna be their own standalone movie. I kind of like that. They didn't really. They touched on it a little bit with the Joker, and now with the Batman that came out this year. But I didn't like the Batman. Like, one, I thought, what's his name, was not a good Bruce Wayne. He was too young. He's too thin. He didn't seem intimidating. He seemed like a rock star, a recluse rock star. That's all he seemed like. Don't get me wrong. There were some good action scenes and good images in that movie. But hashtag, he's not my Batman. So yeah, I feel that was poor casting in that Batman movie. Okay, so point number 3, too many controversies, way too many controversies. First, you started off with Ben Affleck wanting to play the lead role in a Batman and direct the film. Like, you could film yourself. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. How are you going to be the lead role in a movie and direct it? You could direct a movie and play like a cameo in it, but you can't be the lead actor and direct the film. I mean, like, God, your ego is just huge. Your ego is through the roof. You're not that talented, Ben. You're not that talented. Kick back and read your lines. Okay. Another controversy was Batman killing in the Batman v Superman. He doesn't even put verses. He just puts V. Like, every corner they take, they just drop the ball. Which goes against his very mythos. Like, he's not going to kill anybody because he saw his mother and dad get killed in front of him. That's his whole reason for being. Okay, is to take down criminals without killing them. If he kills them, he's just a Punisher. He's literally just a vigilante that murders people. He's just a criminal. He's just another criminal. Batman will sock you up, but put some handcuffs on you and wait for the police to come pick you up. Not this Batman. This Batman will gun you down in an airplane, will fly over you and gun you down. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Then you have the whole Amber Heard controversy and her poop. Okay, so like, Aquaman is tainted. Everyone's going to be thinking about Amber Heard. And then you have Ezra Miller and his mental breakdown. Jesus Christ. He breaks into somebody's house, steals a bottle of liquor, faces 25 years in prison, and now he wants to get his stuff together. You got a Flash movie coming out, and this is how you're acting? Jesus Christ. Then there's James Gunn firing and rehiring and firing again, and now he's just like wiping the whole slate clean, and we don't know what direction he's going with and how he's going to handle these properties. I'm feeling a little, what is that, Taiki Waikiki, what is his name, who did Thor 4? I'm getting a little vibes off him. Like, you had a couple good movies, but ultimately, you suck. You suck. And that's why I feel about James Gunn. I think he's going to butcher this property. Not that it's, you probably really can't do anything worse to it. Like, any director right now could probably do better. But what I feel that they're going to do with the Flash franchise is they're gonna reset it. Okay, and they're gonna wipe the slate clean. And there's gonna be a new Batman, there's gonna be a new Superman, they're gonna do a whole new thing. At least that's what I hope. So back again to the my main topic with it, which is Superman getting fired. The reason why he got fired is because he didn't make his character Superman a priority, being that it's a billion-dollar property, which he should have. He should have made that property number one. Nobody cares about the villain in a Mission Impossible movie. Okay, everybody knows who Superman is. Everybody in the entire world knows who Superman is. You hold that in your hands like it's a precious golden egg, okay, that a baby dragon laid. That's what you do, okay? If they tell you to shave the mustache, shave the fucking mustache. But now you're fired, okay? So here we are. Now I got to do a review on the whole controversy and situation that we got going on, which, you know, Batman is my favorite character. So now I'm worried. I'm worried about the DCEU, and I hope they figure something out. So anyways, that's my daily rant. I just want to talk to you a little bit about that, give you my take on it and how I feel about it. Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Atomicon Rex out. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.